Okay. Welcome back again. So, in this episode, I want to talk about something that happened recently, which is Brymo. Brymo, the musician. Someone called him out recently, which is someone by name Karimot Odebode, something like that, which is Lady Karima on Twitter. She called him out saying that Brymo and his manager has duped them of a particular amount of money, which is around 200,000 naira. And this is dated back to 2018 when she was trying to organize a particular event in school. Back in school, some students just take it upon themselves to organize some programs to bring in artists, just to create a good experience for other students. So she was part of that, organizing that, and they reached out to the singer or to the musician and his manager, to come and perform. They reached an agreement. At first, they were asking for 1 million naira, but after much bargaining, they got to 500,000 naira. So, but eventually, they still have to raise the money because they don't have the money exactly. So they reached out to sponsors and volunteers and all of that to help, and they were preparing things, arranging things to happen. So, but the manager kept asking them to make a deposit to pay them upfront of 200,000 naira, which eventually they didn't have the money as well. Like she also said, the person that is actually bringing this case to Twitter, saying that they didn't have the money, but she had to look for a way to raise the money, and then they paid them upfront. But eventually, before the day of the event, after making all the arrangements, a particular major test was fixed somewhere around that time. So, and because of the test, you know how it used to be when test is coming, students might not be well gingered to be attending party, based on they have to go and study. So they quickly called the team and asked them, okay, for a reschedule of the party, and they agreed to it. But within maybe about 3 hours later, the test was cancelled again. So they reached out to them again and said, okay, they have cancelled the test. Let them continue with the program as earlier scheduled. But eventually, they said they cannot continue, that someone has traveled from their team, and for that reason, they cannot hold the event. So after a series of back and forth, they said, okay, they are going to give them another date for the event. So, but that never happened. They never held the event, and the money that was paid to them upfront was never refunded. So according to the lady, she has been reaching out to them right from 2008 till now. We are in 2020, almost ending of 2020. She has been reaching out to them. She displayed mails, the text messages and chats that she had with the manager, asking for the money. That, okay, since this thing didn't happen as planned, send us back the money. At least the money I got from different people to make that payment, so that I can pay them back. I know, and a lot of expenses that they've already incurred, that one is not even part of the whole thing. Just give them back the 200k so that they can actually settle other things. But the manager has refused to do that. They've even reached out to Brymo, and Brymo said they should reach the manager. Of course, I think the manager is much more in charge of that, but nothing has happened. She has followed it up, gone to different places to try to resolve this case, but nothing is happening. And now she has brought it online and said, okay, guys, look at what this guy did to me and my team. Look at what this guy did to students that just wanted to create a good experience for themselves. And then these guys are waiting their celebrities, and they duped us of 200k. They couldn't refund 200k up till now. So this has sparked some reactions, and people will be like, why would this guy be finding it difficult to pay back 200,000 naira? How much is 200,000 naira, given the level and caliber that people think that they are operating at? And that also raised the question, or the talks that sometimes all these artists that you see, they don't really have money. Sometimes all these artists that you see are really broke, but because of the fame that they have to keep up with, they keep acting it out as if they have everything. They keep acting it out as if they are wealthy. They keep acting it out as if they have enough, but in reality, a lot of them don't have. Because I don't see how it will be difficult for someone like Brymo or someone like the manager who has been in the business or in the game for some time to find it difficult to refund a group of students 200,000 naira. It might not be a big amount of money, like some people have noted, oh, the money is not plenty, just 200,000 naira. How much is it? But when you are talking about students, you will know that even 5,000 naira is a big money. So for you to have held 200,000 naira from students and refuse to give them back, not honoring the event, you refuse to come to give them a date, or refuse to come to the one they fixed and the event didn't hold. So in other words, you did not deliver on the job. You are supposed to give them back the money. But for you to hold it back up till now, and in fact at a later time, a later message she also said that they were telling her that she should do her worst. So he keeps saying that sometimes these artists that we see, a lot of them are broke. A lot of them don't really have what you think that they have. They might just have enough to flash. They might just have enough to show you that, okay, they are living well, they are living large, they are living la vida loca, but they don't really have enough. They are not ground. But that is not to say that maybe Brymo is broke or Brymo doesn't have enough money to settle off. I don't know if he has or if he doesn't. But for him not to have done that, I think that will begin to raise that question if his career is actually doing well for him, because even if the manager is not refunding, Brymo himself should be able to refund that kind of money. The money is small. The money is not so big for someone of that level, that caliber, which just released some song. I mean, he's been in the industry for some time now, since from the time of Oleku with Ice Prince. He has been popular in the game, even, of course, with all the things he had to go with Chocolate City and all of that. But he's still popular and people still love his music. So I don't know why it would be difficult for him to raise that kind of money and pay back those that he didn't deliver on a job with. So that is the food of thought. But thinking of it, a lot of people that you see there, a lot of artists that you see there are actually not doing well. Guys, it's high time we begin to understand that. And that is why you see some artists fighting with their record label and all of that, like the one that happened with Kiss Daniel, like the one that happened with the other guy again. So a lot of these guys, their record label don't really take care of them very well, but they will put on the flashy dressing and bling bling and all of that, but they are really not wealthy as they portray to the world that they are. So they might not really have money, but you think that they have. So that might be what is happening to this guy. But I want to believe that Brymo is beyond that money. I want to believe that Brymo has much more than that, and Brymo can settle this case. And I hope that he comes through and settle it, because it's going to paint a bad it has already painted a bad something about him, because even the school right now, people are already trending it that they will not want to see him in that school again. And if everybody's communicating with everybody right now, don't call him for any event anymore. I mean, that is going to be a bad business for him. That is going to be a bad business for his record label or whatever thing he's attached to, because now people are beginning to label him as someone that is defrauding others, especially students. I know when money has to do with students, it's usually a big concern. You might think something is a big money or a small money, but when students are involved, nothing is small actually. So when students begin to have in mind, and the same students are people that are going to come out tomorrow and become the millionaires that you see all around. The same students are going to be the ones that will be in different companies tomorrow. The same students are going to be the ones organizing birthday parties tomorrow. The same students are going to be the ones that will grow into big event managers tomorrow. And you eventually need them to call you for events. You eventually need them, to invite you for their birthday parties, for their big celebrations. So the students you are dealing with today, thinking that, okay, these are just a bunch of students that they cannot have any influence in your career or something. The same students are the people you are going to meet in the world tomorrow. When they are done from that school, they are going to become big people in the society. So if you're a musician, if you're an artist and you are dealing with students, I think you should be diligent, you should be smart, and you should know that these same students are the people you are going to meet outside tomorrow. The people you see outside tomorrow that have the money to hold big events, to call big artists, those guys too, we are also once students. So treat students with caution, treat them with care, knowing that tomorrow you are still going to benefit from them. So that's what I have to say about this. And I don't know what you think about it. Leave me your comments, and let's take it up from there. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next one.